Okay. Hi guys, I'm back. Hopefully, um, hopefully you guys can see now and I'm not frozen. Can you let me know if you can see okay? That would be great. Thanks. So I'm just continuing with this painting here. I've just added a little bit of water to my paintbrush just to help spread things out. Here we are. Oh, okay. All right, Diane. Perfect. I'm glad that I wasn't frozen. This is a first for me, so I'm learning as I go. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Diane has been to one of my workshops before, and she's also an amazing artist. So again, I'm just going to quickly give this a little blow dry. Sorry for the noise. Here we go. All right. So here's, I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit here. So here's where I'm at currently. So you can see that I'm building up a little bit of the background here. One thing about me is I love embellishing things. So I don't tend to just go with straight paint, although sometimes I do. But I tend to add things. It's embellishing at the end. That's the amazing part for me. So now I'm just adding some white. And this is going to kind of be like a ball of energy behind her when I'm finished. That's the plan. However, you know, when you're kind of just going with your intuition, whatever happens, happens. So that's kind of what I play with here. I don't ever go, okay, not with this type of painting. Some paintings, yes, you have to be very specific with what you're doing, but I like to just kind of see what happens. The painting, this is what I always tell people, the painting will tell you what it wants to be. And that's the fun part. Okay, so here I am. I've just been, I put some straight white on, and I've just been adding a little bit of water to my paintbrush. And I'm just going in a circle here, just kind of diffusing the edges out, just blending them out. Nothing, you know, nothing crazy, nothing spectacular. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you see? I know it's kind of not the best setup, but as long as you can see okay. Okay, here I go, adding a little bit more now. So this little diva is telling me, I keep calling it a diva. I know it's paint your inner goddess, but I'm a little bit of a diva. Those are my initials. How can I not call myself a bit of a diva? Just gonna check messages here. Okay, awesome. So there we go, blending that white up towards the top of her head. Just adding in a bit of water here to blend this out. Yes. Now it's starting to blend, see that? And I'm gonna go down to the bottom. Now, when you're working with a vinyl decal or stencil, you do have to be aware that if you put on a lot of heavy paint, okay, thanks, Wes, I appreciate that so much. If you put on a lot of heavy paint, pardon me, the decal can start to lift. So just keep that in mind, that you're always making sure the edges are down. However, if it does lift, it's not the end of the world. There's paint pens and things that you can do to touch up all the edges, okay? Wes, do you like doing any painting? Do you do any artwork at all? Just adding a bit more gold around the edges now. And on top of this, I'm going to be adding other colors. So I may end up losing this, but that's okay. We can always add more on top. So thanks for joining me, everyone. I don't know what the weather is like where you are. Well, Diane, I know you do because we live in the same place. The weather hasn't been fantastic, I know that. So we need to, you know, take every little ounce that we have of that weather and enjoy it. I think in Ontario, where you are, Wes, the weather has been quite good. There we go. Excellent. Okay. So there I am there. If I don't hear your or see your message, I'm sorry. I just I do tend to get quite involved when I'm painting, so bear with me here for a moment. I'll just get this layer all done here. Good. Now I'm just going to blow dry this a little bit. And I can see it starting to dry enough to continue to paint because the sheen, I don't know if you can catch that, but the sheen kind of goes more to a matte finish. Now, if you have patience and all the time in the world, by all means, let each layer dry on its own. Hopefully you can hear me over this hair dryer. Just about there. Okay. So this is what she's looking like right now. Not a whole lot of anything, but trust me, it's going to be amazing. Pardon me. Okay. So I'm going to add a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of turquoise because that's what she's calling me. I'm kind of matching my cup today. This is my over the top cup because I love glitter. And don't you worry, I will be adding glitter to this at some point. Now I did get some new acrylic inks that I was hoping I could put in this somehow. That's going to be a complete experiment. So let's just see how it goes. Anyways, as I say, here we go. I'm going to add some turquoise now. I'm just building it up around the edges because I had in mind that I want to add some of these flowers to the painting. So we'll just see. As I say, it will be what it will be. And that's what I love. Now, you don't have to, if you do decide to display your art, just keep in mind if you want to display your art, you can paint the sides. And that way you don't have to frame it. One trick that you can do is when you're painting, I put some tacks on the bottom of my painting, which lifts it up just enough that I can get my fingers under there and I can paint the edges and it's not going to be sitting right on the table. So I am going to go ahead and paint these edges. They don't have to be anything spectacular. My favorite technique for painting the edges, honestly, is just kind of slapping them with the paintbrush. And just kind of bring it up. Good. So as you can see, probably the edges of the gold are kind of going away. That's totally fine, because what I'll do is I'll put more gold on there after, just blend it in. That's one way that we can blend everything together. I'm going to add a little bit of water to that turquoise now, just to help it go a little bit further. So if you happen to catch this on replay, please drop me a message. Just let me know if you caught it on replay, or if you're interested in seeing more of these kind of videos. For things like this, you can actually do them virtually. If you wanted to get a group of people together, I can guide you virtually. So I can be here. I can either send you the supplies, you can pick them up, or I'll give you a supply list and I can walk you through it. This is a big thing right now, doing virtual paint parties, because as you know, with COVID and everything, it's really put a damper on our social lives. Getting a little bit better. I know in Ontario it's still a little bit stricter rules than in BC here. But yeah, virtual paint parties. How awesome would it be? I have family in Ontario, and I would love to do a paint party with my sister and my mom and my nephews and my nephew's girlfriends and my aunts and uncles and just all my friends. And we can all do that together, but in a group. That's so amazing. Wouldn't it be cool? That's so easy to do. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in. I'd love to do it. Okay, almost done painting all these edges. Awesome. Can always touch those up after. Who knows? I might change the color of the edges. Depends what I feel like. Depends what this goddess tells me she wants to do. Okay, so here we are. Now, let's just get a little bit of that gold, mixing it in with my turquoise, with a little bit of water here. And I'm just going to blend that edge. But I think I'm going to need to add a little bit more gold here. So you get this out. Just going to pour a little bit right here. Oh, not too much. Ooh, good. Okay. I cannot be a neat artist, no matter how much I try. Just not my personality. Ooh, got some paint on my hand. That's cool. It's all good. Ooh, ooh, look at that. Now we're cooking. It's just layer by layer by layer. Nothing has to be perfect. I always say things are perfectly imperfect, just like me. Oh, God, that's looking so amazing. I don't know if you guys can catch that on video here. Okay, I'm going to wipe off some of this paint on my paintbrush because I'm getting a bit more green than I want to see. There we go. This particular paint is so cool. It's so rich and iridescent, and I just love everything that glitters and shines. That is just my cup of tea. It's not everyone's cup of tea. There we go. Yes. One of my favorite shows to watch is Queer Eye. And I don't know if anybody else watches that, but one of the characters, he's always like, yes, queen. I can't help but say that. I just love it. It just comes out naturally for me. All right. So I'm going to dry off my brush because I want to start doing a bit of dry brushing here. Just kind of feather this out. Because hey, why not? Now, one trick is if you don't want to get your darker color into your lighter, don't go into the dark and come back into light. Really what you should do is feather in your brush like this. So that's something to tell you. Now, what's happening is I'm getting brush strokes on here, but I'm loving it. And the reason is, I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's giving it like rays to me, which is what I'm totally going for. So I'm just going to continue with that movement. And let's bring that in. Again, I'm going to take some of that green off. I must have gone heavy on the green over here. Okay. And yeah, can't have enough gold, so let's add some more gold on here. Okay. Oh, itchy does. Okay. I'm just gonna clean my brush a little bit here. There we go. So really, I should be drying this perhaps, but again, I kind of like what's happening here. Can you guys maybe drop me a heart or something, or a thumbs up to let me know if you're here? Okay, let's take a look at where we're at here. There we go. Oh, just got paint on my pants. Not the first time. Okay. Now, I need to dry this before we go any further, because otherwise it's just going to end up being a mess. So bear with me. Here comes the hair dryer again. Okay. Oh, you know, one thing I forgot to do that I usually do is I paint my words of intention on my canvas. And I forgot today, so that's for another time. Okay, so I am just going to invite my family to watch because they, aside from me, they're not artistic at all. So they don't tend to watch any art stuff. So I'm just going to invite my mom and my sister. Because if I can talk them into doing a painting, that would be fantastic. Okay, let's see. My sister here. Okay. Good. So we'll see. We'll see if they actually are available or not. Okay. So I'm going to add a bit more gold here. And this is a dry brush technique. So I'm just dragging the gold in to the center. Oh, let me tell you, when you start getting the layers on, it's phenomenal. That's what it is. It's layering things. It's taking your time and not expecting things to be done in one coat, in one layer. There we go. And if you notice, all of my actions are very loose. Okay. There we go. Now woo, baby, we're getting somewhere. I just love this gold color. Let me show you guys. Now, when you use a dry brush, it dries a lot quicker. Okay, so I'm just going to go with my gut here, and I'm going to do something. It's kind of crazy. I'm going to add this fluorescent pink. Let's see what happens. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The pink and the gold together. Oh my God, they're so good. Okay. Let's just like loosely put it in. I know you can't probably capture it here, but on the screen, but it's just radiating energy right now, guys. It is amazing, if I do say so myself. So that's the thing with painting. Like, it surprises me when I do it. It just comes to life. And for those that were at my last workshop, you know, you can start with an idea. And I know one of my beautiful ladies started with this beautiful idea that was more like earth tony and ended up with something completely different, but she loved it. Anyways, it was so great. Okay, here we go. Let's pull it up here. So I'm concentrating it more closer to the figure and then dragging it out. Take a bit of that paint off here. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Take a bit off, drag it out. All right, here we go. So my husband and I watched a movie last night, Ford versus Ferrari. It's not typically my cup of tea, but he really liked it. And actually it was pretty good. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not. Ooh, look at that. I just added some white. That's it's kind of playing off of the other colors. I don't know if I'm kind of off camera here. So you can probably see this one versus the other one I did is like they're totally different. So that's what I say when I say like let the painting tell you what it wants to be. All right, I know this is a long video, guys, so you can watch it after if you wish and just kind of fast forward through the parts that aren't as interesting for you. Okay. Now, let's get some of this and just drag it in again. Okay, so I'm kind of scared, but I really kind of want to try some of these inks that I got. And so, yeah, let me see what I can do here. And if it doesn't work, well, heck, it's just paint, right? You can paint over it again. But this is where I'm at this point. Let me just show you guys. Okay. I kind of feel like just dropping blobs of it on here. Let's see what happens. This is really, really runny. And it could either be a crazy mistake or a beautiful accident. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of cool, actually. Gonna whip it up here. All right, that's good. So what this is doing is tying in the colors that I used. And let's just try and blow this. See what happens. Okay, I'm too nervous. Even I get nervous sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna drop some of this gorgeous gold here. Here we go. Ooh, look at this gorgeous gold. Look at it. Here we go. All right. Okay, so I kind of have an idea. Do I want to add green? Oh, why not? Why not add green? Ooh. Let's kind of just drop it on and around. That one has an air bubble. So what I've learned is that if it's really bubbly, it doesn't drop as nice, so. Like this one, it's a big bubble, but that's okay. I do have some white alcohol ink. Do I dare get that one? I dare. I dare. Why not? Hold on. Oh, okay, well, I couldn't find what I was looking for, but guess what? I found other stuff. Good stuff. Glass. Oh, I love this. Okay, here we go. And these are little round beads. Okay. Some of my art supplies are really high quality. Some of them are dollar store. I love to mix and match. It's all good. Okay, let's see what happens when I add some silver to these guys. Ooh, yeah. Yes, queen. Ooh. Hello? There's my hubby. Hi, babe.
Hi.
What's up? Okay, you'll answer the door though, right? Okay. Okay, so this is where the experimentation goes. I'm gonna blow some of these. Oops. I'm gonna try to blow some and not pull out the cord. Okay. That's really okay. No. I have to go high. I have to do it. Okay, guys. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm loving it. Okay. No, I'm not loving it. Okay. So change of plans. Okay. This is what you do when you're an artist. Change of plans. We're gonna stroke those out. Okay. That's okay. That is called making art. Because as I tell all of my customers and students, you can't make a mistake when you're making art. But this is a good example of how sometimes a mistake can turn into a happy accident. We'll see. We will see. Dry that off a bit. Let's add some white to dampen down some of this green. That's not the color I was really going for. Drying, brushing this in, taking some white, dabbing it onto my paper towel. All right, well, that was a lesson. So that's not quite the look I'm going for. So noted. Those are very intense colors, which are fantastic when you're looking for it, but not if you're not. So we add layers. We add layers and layers and layers. Okay. Okay, so we've got this now. Now I need to add some pink. I'm going to go for a dry brush here. I'm going to see what I can do here. Okay. Just going to drag that off. Here we go. So now I'm building it up again. Taking some dry paint. Okay. Here. Dry this off again. I'm just going to kind of work it in here. Okay. I am going to use this acrylic ink, and I'm going to use this to add some gold. Let's see how that goes. I'm starting at the center of my goddess and pulling out, because keeping in mind, I'm going to be pulling her off of here, pulling the vinyl decal off here. All right, there we go, we're getting there. Save you guys from my singing. A tiny bit more gold. I lied, I sang, sorry. There we go, okay. Now I'm building back up. I actually quite like these colors, they're looking really awesome. Okay. A little bit of turquoise. Little tip, if you have these screw off caps, instead of squirting them out, which can make a mess, you can actually just take off the lid and squeeze them out. I find that way it's a bit less messy. There we go. There's the turquoise I wanted. Now, part of me really wants to turn this goddess into a mermaid looking at these colors. Maybe that's for another day. Okay. So kind of ended up looking very soft and pastel-y. Totally awesome. I can hear myself getting buzzed here. Let me just see what my... Okay, now my friends, we're going to add some beautifulness to this. Is that even a word? Add some beautifulness. I don't know. Let's call it beautifulness. Oh. The question is to know when is enough. When's enough enough? I don't know. I guess whenever you decide it is. Okay. So let's get that done there. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you how to put some magic on the canvas, okay? So here we are. This is where I'm at. Okay. I don't know if you can see the sheen of that. It's pretty amazing. Now, while it's still damp, I am going to add some glitter. Normally I use Floetrol as my glitter, as my glue. I did give that to a friend of mine. So I can just use regular glue, which is totally fine. Or I can just use the paint as glue. So I'm going to just show you a couple of tricks. Now, you've got to get out of your head for this, because it's not always natural for people to do this, especially if you've been working on something for a while. Okay. No, I don't want that one. Okay, getting my good glitters out here, my Victoria Wynn Modern Art glitters. And again, a mixture of that and my regular glitters. Okay, glitter. I love this one. This is called Vintage Pink by Recollections. You get this at Michael's. Let me just set my paint tray on the floor. Hopefully I don't step on it. I wouldn't put it past me. And this one is mint. Same thing, Recollections. This is Opal by Wynn Modern Art. Victoria Wynn produces these. They're spectacular to add into paintings. I use these in my fine art paintings. And then this one is the teal. I think it's teal or turquoise, but I'm getting very low on it. So I might not use this one for this painting. As well, I found these cool little balls. And I've got glass. I was going to put some flowers, but I don't know if she's calling flowers to me. Look at these. Oh, so pretty. Oh, God, this is like a holographic. This is teal, extra fine by Spin It. And this is teal, super chunky by Spin It. And I'm going to make a cup with these colors. I got it in my mind. I've got my tumblers ready, so. Okay, let's see what happens here. So I'm just going to pour a little bit into my little medicine cup here. Oh, that color is amazing. It's blue, it's green, look, it's just like spectacular. Look at that. Ooh. Okay, so a couple things you can do. You can kind of sprinkle it like that. You can just go for it and throw it, which I tend to do, okay? Okay, now how you spread this onto your painting to make it more even, so you just gently tap the back. Okay, and that will spread it out a little bit. Flip the back, do whatever you want to. Okay, let me stand up so I can look at it. Oh yeah, look at it. Ooh, baby. Okay, now let's just put this one back because I don't need this much and I don't want to waste it. Glitter can be blooming expensive. Okay, now comes this one, this Vintage Pink, which I adore. It's got bigger chunks, it's got little chunks. Oh no, let me show this camera. And I'll show this camera. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to just sprinkle this down this way. Oh, I love this glitter. Okay, I obviously used more of that one. Listen, when you love glitter, you love glitter. Okay, but what I am going to do is turn this around, let gravity help me here. Spread that a little bit. Okay, so that's quite strong there. Oh well. Let me just take a look. Oh, freaking beautiful. But I do need to just add a little bit here to extend it. When I'm applying it with the cup and I don't want too much, just gently tap it. And I'm going to bring this in so it looks more like a ray rather than just a line. You can just do this as well, just gently. Oh gosh. Yep, love it. Love it. Okay, since we're going for everything, let's just freaking go for it. Let's add some of this mint from the Recollection line. Again, it's got small, ultra fine glitter. It's got larger chunks as well. Teeny bit here. You always want to balance things, even though you're being kind of like wild and free. You want to keep balanced. And that's what I'm going to do right now by adding a bit more up here. Okay, so I am liking that. Liking it, liking it. Okay, contemplating time. Do I add? I kind of really feel like adding these little balls. They're super cool. I'll just pour some in here. They're like little kind of balls here. I'm going to use my fingers and just see because they might not stick as well. Looks so good. If that doesn't stick well, then oh, I think it'll stick enough right now. I wonder if there's a club for glitteraholics, I guess that's what you would say, glitteraholics. Okay, yeah, need some more of those, just a little bit, again, just to balance it out. We might get interrupted, I'm not sure. We're getting a washing machine delivered today, so we'll see. Okay, and I know I'm almost at that point where I should probably stop. Probably stop, she says, but hey, these, I need some pink. These I actually got at the dollar store at Dollarama here in British Columbia. These are okay. I'm not like gaga over them like the other ones, but okay. Now, what I'm thinking is these might not stay on. Let me just push them down a bit gently. Which I wouldn't be heartbroken if these ones didn't stay because, you know, they're okay. Oh, darn, I just made a blob there. So where you have to be careful pressing your hand into wet paint. And as I say, typically what I would do is I would have some Floetrol down to act as adhesive, but we're going with the flow. Okay, now my favorite is my opal. So good. So good, you guys. It's pricey. It's pricey, but it's so beautiful. What this opal does is it picks up colors. Look at it. Oh, here, look at this. Oh gosh, it's so pretty. Yes, yes, queen. Yes, queen. My absolute fave. This, if you use it in like pour paintings or like, sorry, I can't think and do this at the same time, and I don't want to waste this stuff. If you do it in geode type paintings, which Victoria Wynn teaches, and I've taken those courses and they're phenomenal. It just picks up the colors underneath. It's fantastic. Okay. So this is what she looks like. Can you see her? I don't think so. But wait. What I'm going to do is just carefully put my glitters away because I don't want to lose those. They're like worth their weight in gold to me. Okay. Now what I'm expecting is that when I peel off this decal, I might lose some of the crisp edges, which is totally fine. But she's going to be black, the actual goddess. So I think I'm going to have to balance out the edges a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I need to get something to pick up the edge. Oh gosh, you know what, guys? I think I just figured out what I'm going to do to balance. Look at these. But I don't think those are going to stick. Okay, so let's do a little bit. Oh, I'm just getting something with a sharp point here. My little dental picks, because dental hygiene is very important, as you guys know. Okay. Let me see the edge now. There it is. Okay, so I just got my little dental pick underneath this image, just gently dragging it along, not along the paint, but along the image, along the decal, I should say. And then she will magically appear. I'm going slow. Can you see her? Can you see her coming? Okay, I'm going slow, slow, slow. Yep, here comes someone coming into the room.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Oh, the top part didn't turn out so good. Okay.
We had this part done originally.
Okay.
Okay. So let me see if I can save this. If not, no biggie, because I have another idea for her. Yeah. Darn it. Okay. That's what happens. We have mistakes and we go with them. Look at this. She's so pretty. I don't think we need to even waste her. Why would we? I'm going to keep her for something else. Okay, let's just put that there. Okay. So I think what I'm going to have to do there, is it wet? It's a little bit sticky. I think maybe I might have to just put glitter there. Let's see if it'll cover that area. I'm going with the closest color to the paint that was there. Push that down. Well, guys, it worked. Pretty much it worked. Try and get some of this into here. Typically, if you did that, you should have a piece of paper underneath it. Okay. Push that down. Again, we go with the flow. What are you going to do? I'm just going to take a dry paintbrush and kind of push that off of there. Okay. There is one little area here that her arm actually, I don't know if I maybe missed that when I was making the decal, but I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to utilize a little brush, one of these things. I don't have a smaller brush right now. Let me take my glue. This is just plain old Elmer's glue. I'm going to just trace this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, yeah. Actually, I got your, I got the home phone number from Kim, unless that's your cell phone.
That's myself.
It is, okay, perfect. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, because there's about 17 sheets. I just called it around 650 square feet.
Okay.
Of dry.
Okay, so around 1,500.
Yeah.
Perfect. And if I give you cash, 1,500?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. Awesome stuff.
Sorry for that. Crash, bang, boom, boys. What are you going to do? You're so loud. Okay. See if she saved it. Let's see. I think I did. I think. Okay. Well, I think that what I'm going to do is, this has been a very long live. I'm going to go ahead and do the other embellishing off camera. So you can see the different things that can be done. But I wanted you to see the process of painting without making a mistake. Like, if you guys could see this, it is so pretty. And as I say, I'm going to continue embellishing this because that's just what I do. So I hope you enjoyed watching the process. And as I say, if you have questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them for you. And yeah, and I will post this when she's all completed. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.